Hiya, it's December the 21st, 2023 in the northwest of England, and we're having Storm Pia at the moment, which is gale force winds, trees all over the place, and other minor incidents. But before I go anywhere with this, I want to talk about this fella. 200 years ago he was born, and it's took me till this year, and I've been in and around engineering for 40 years. There's his surname. Now, this is our engineer's little handbook. Other countries and other people will have their own, but Whitworth threads. Now, I didn't realise this fella invented them. So today is a couple of minutes about the world's best. Now, I had to look this up, and so the best way to do it, because I can't pronounce the damn thing, was I asked Google. And in a minute I'll tell you what it means.
Mechanician.
Mechanician, there we go. Can't go wrong if Google says that's what it is. Now, this fella was apparently the forerunner of standardising threads. Whether it be all over the world or wherever, I don't know. But that's what he had going for him. I've just started reading this book. Take 5 minutes out of your life to go and Google him, because if you're into engineering, then we all need to know about this fella. Because some of the things he did, I have no idea about his social life or anything else as being PC in the world today, but he standardised threads in the United Kingdom anyway. Whether it got passed on, I don't know. He also got into armaments, and some of you people over there in the States, especially the southern states, one of his rifles was very sought after, and it's now been kind of recognised. The Whitworth rifle with a hexagonal barrelling apparently is recognised, excuse me, has been recognised as probably the first sniper rifle. But back to his engineering, he standardised the method, I think it was the decimalisation or something to do with the method of the inch instead of fractions. He was not impressed with the accuracy at the time, so what he did, he went about it and did other things. He invented, apparently, micrometers could read to a tenth of a thou. Then he invented one that went beyond that. I think there was something in here about a millionth of a thou, I don't know, you'll have to look it up. He also invented, because he was sick to death of all the rubbish outside his house, a horse-drawn road sweeper, among other things. I've got here a list of some of the patents. I'm not going to go through all of these, but 1834, machinery for cutting screws. I mean, things as like machinery for knitting and producing a fabric similar to that of knitted stockings. He also, when he became president of some engineering things in London, went to the States and was very impressed at the time with how automation was coming on and production lines, and he came back with some ideas from there. He seems to have done quite a lot. Punching holes, cards, what else? Oh, there's his cannons, guns and firearms. Treatments of steel. He had something about, he wasn't very impressed with the quality of steel, so he did a hydraulic press for, whether it's for forming steel, I'm not too sure. I have yet to read this, but it's opening my eyes a little bit to all the engineering things we take for granted, and this is one of the guys who's a very important forerunner, as far as I'm concerned, in what we all do today. We go down here. Steel crank axles, breech loading firearms and cartridges, to name but a few. Like I say, from scenes from knitting needles and machines to bombs and bullets. But thank you for biding with me. I just find it fascinating. This guy and this connected. We're all kind of connected through some of the things he saw at the time, and we're still doing today. Like I say, I never tied it together. Whitworth threads. This is the fella at the time, and we're still using them today. Not as much as some of the metric equivalents and other things that are knocking around, but we do still use some of them somewhere today. Anyway, that's my little bit for today. Thank you very much for putting up with it. I'm now going to get on back to making the bits for this. I'll just read you a little bit on the back of this. A fine tribute to a great of Victorian capitalism. Fair enough, you want to be that. An excellent biography, a fascinating, remarkable story told with a warmth of understanding. Again, you can read between the lines yourself. So Joseph Whitworth was arguably Britain's best ever mechanical engineer, pioneering a new machine tool era with his design and giving the Western world its first 1-inch standard. Most of Whitworth's achievements represented international firsts, and in addition he taught engineers precise measurements, propagated the ideas of mass production with the help of Americans, thank you, set up a university engineering laboratory, and promoted the Atlantic Telegraph. I have yet, like I say, to read all of this and find out what he actually did do. The Whitworth Scholarship for Engineering Science, which he founded, has a lasting memorial to his influence and work. His prolific and fascinating career has received surprisingly little attention, and in this first full-length biography by this guy, he goes into mentioning lots of different things. Like I say, I'm from the northwest of England. I live north of Manchester. This guy was born in Stockport, which is just south, but then he had a factory in Manchester. So I think it's someone, if you'll take, like I say, a couple of minutes of your time, go and Google him and have a read, and from an engineering point of view, see what you think.